Download the new CBS Chicago weather app now.
CBS2 is on Weather Watch at the lakefront. One reason, Chicago is home to extreme swings in temperature.
What's the weakest point in your home? Severe storms can threaten your family. Are you prepared?
We're hundreds of feet high above the ground in downtown Chicago. It's a spectacular view. But are buildings like these in danger during storms?
Do you know what to do if you're out in the open when severe weather strikes? How you may be putting yourself at risk without even knowing it.
This is a CBS2 Weather Watch. Severe storms.
I'm Steve Baskerville. When severe storms hit, this is our home base. This is where it all happens, the CBS2 Weather Center.
And I'm Megan Glaros. Over the next 30 minutes, how this high-tech weather center means you'll know about a threat as soon as we do.
I'm Mary Kay Kleist, and now we have these same detection systems on the move with the CBS2 Mobile Weather Lab.
I'm Ed Curran. What do you do during a severe storm watch or warning? Well, we didn't have to travel far to find families who will never be complacent again.
Atmospheric conditions ripe for destruction. An EF4 wedge tornado, the strongest on record ever in DeKalb County.
They're advising a large tornado on the now.
One of only 33 tornadoes of that magnitude or stronger in the entire state of Illinois in the last 65 years. Sirens rang, but with a path 30 miles long and a max width of over 700 meters, the tiny town of Fairdale didn't stand a chance against this 200-mile-per-hour beast of nature, claiming lives of friends and neighbors, Jerry Schultz and Jacqueline Klasa. 2 people did die, which, looking at what I see now, seems like it could have been much worse. What do you attribute that to?
The only thing I can attribute to is God's blessing that it wasn't more.
Amazing stories of close calls canvass the town like the debris scattered ground.
That's where they survived. I met with the people, and I guess the dog and the wife had bruises on them where they were holding them so tight. But then they showed me this, and they actually spray painted on there where they were during the tornado and how they survived it.
The tornado was on the ground for 41 minutes, just a few of those in Fairdale. Long enough to leave the town in ruins.
It was just amazing that quick. And you don't realize, I guess, that it can happen that fast. And they said it was just here and gone.
The National Weather Service describes EF4 tornado damage as devastating, and it can be described as nothing else. This home, the side of it, completely gone, but yet you can still see the milk in the refrigerator door blown off. It seems sometimes indiscriminate. One part of the house is damaged, the other is fine, but this damage is just incredible to behold. I mean, this huge field littered with debris, homes here that are no more, the foundation's completely there, but the home is gone. Weeks on from that horrifying night, signs of fortitude. From the makeshift shrine carved into a broken tree to the American flags hung in the face of devastation. All that's left of the home behind me now, just these front steps. There may not have been a way to save this home, but lives can be saved simply by having a weather radio that lets you know when severe weather is close. You can find Weather Watch NOAA radios at Walgreens throughout the Chicago area. Just look for the CBS2 Weather Team display.
In Washington, Illinois, the first prediction came days before the powerful F4 tornado even touched down. It was a smartphone that gave David Bandy minutes to take cover. The same phone caught the tornado.
We were in our basement for 40 seconds, and, this is our house.
We surveyed a renewed Washington from Chopper 2.
We're entering the area right where the tornado entered Washington, and the evidence is clear. Trees shattered next to the golf course here. What's amazing as you fly over Washington is that you really pick the path based on where there are no trees left, because so much construction has gone on here. There's really a brand new subdivision beneath you. Out of all the buildings destroyed here, only 52 empty lots remain.
It's a beautiful new neighborhood, a much different drive than the one I took in November of 2013, right after winds of nearly 200 miles per hour damaged or destroyed over 1,000 structures, including this one, the Bandy home. Today, their new home has a second story and retains its most important feature, a basement. Across the street, Mark Stevens also headed for the basement.
What was left of your home?
The basement. That was it. Yeah, everything else was gone.
Weather warnings have an even greater meaning here.
You definitely want to take it serious. I never thought it would happen to us. I mean, with the chances of it coming through our neighborhood.
Michelle Stevens shows us the safe room in their basement. It has concrete walls and a concrete roof that doubles as their front porch.
You feel better having this?
I think so, yes. I think our kids will definitely appreciate it. They are pretty traumatized by the whole situation.
Washington Mayor Gary Manier says some of the most serious injuries happened when people tried to get great tornado images. With 3 lives lost, a lesson has been learned.
I think everybody's going to heed warnings and go to the shelter and stay safe.
I would definitely take those alerts seriously because you honestly really never know. And a tornado doesn't care if you're a big building or a little house. It just doesn't care.
Taking cover, taking no chances.
Don't take things for granted.
It can happen to you.
It could happen to you, yes. It might could happen in Chicago.
If you think tornadoes only hit small towns and cornfields, well, that's a weather myth. Twisters can and have hit the hearts of big cities. Just ask the folks of Fort Worth. Look at the damage after a tornado blew through the downtown area in 2000. High-rises left with thousands of windows blown out. The price tag to fix it all? Some $500 million. And check this out. Downtown Miami. Fortunately, this 1997 twister didn't kill anyone. But unusual for that time to have so many funnel clouds captured on camera. Also, rare, a tornado in Miami. A city better known, of course, for its hurricanes. And if you're thinking a tornado can't hit downtown Chicago, you'd be wrong, because it did. Back in 1876. Here's the path. Starting southwest of downtown near the south branch of the Chicago River, across what is now the Loop, before moving out to Lake Michigan near Streeterville. 2 people were killed. Damage totaled $250,000, but that was 1876, of course. A 2014 study estimated that a major tornado striking Chicago now could cause $20 billion in damage. Here's Ed again with a look at how engineers design buildings to withstand the most powerful of storms.
Today's super strong skyscrapers are designed to withstand winds that may come along once every 1,700 years because wind is the most important load factor.
It's more important than seismic or even gravity, believe it or not.
When it comes to tall buildings, Bill Baker is a rock star. He engineered the world's tallest building.
This is the Burj Khalifa, which, even though it's in Dubai, was designed in Chicago.
Rising a half-mile into the sky, it's like putting the Hancock on top of Willis Tower. Its changing shape is important.
There's setbacks about every 10 floors, and about every 30 floors, it makes one cyclone.
That design confuses the wind.
As the wind goes by, each of these floor plates will generate vortices at a different rate, a slightly different rate than those of its neighbors, so the wind never gets caught very, very well organized.
The second tallest building in Chicago is Trump Tower. Like the Burj, Hancock, and Willis, Trump is designed by Skidmore, Owings, Merrill, or SOM. Baker and his team engineered it. Here's the aeroelastic model used in wind tunnel testing.
Besides replicating the shape of the building, it actually replicates the structural behavior of the building.
Trump is a very quiet building in the wind, and what winds could ever take hold of the dizzying design of SOM's Cayenne Tower, also in Dubai. It's more than just a clever design, it's really designed to cheat the wind.
Yes. Well, we confuse the wind.
Confuse the wind.
Confuse the wind, so it doesn't get organized.
And yes, buildings sway about 2 feet to each side per 1,000 feet in height. The speed of the sway is controlled to prevent motion sickness.
This is our home away from home, the CBS2 Weather Center. And one critical tool we use during storm coverage is the National Weather Service live chat room. We can ask questions about the storms or discuss them with other meteorologists, and sometimes we learn that a warning is about to be issued before it officially comes out, and that just gives us a head start on coverage.
Our radar capabilities here at CBS2 are just fantastic. Take a look at this. We can track the storm based on the miles per hour movement of the storm and tell you what towns lie in path of that storm. Now here in the Chicago area, we can zoom right into ground level There's U.S. Cellular Field, and show you where the storm is on radar in relationship to your home.
Another thing I really love about our radar here at CBS2 is the fact that we have so many different elements that we can tap into. For instance, we can track hail, we can track the watches and warnings, as well as thunder and lightning. We can see if there's lightning in Iowa that might be heading our way. It's all very important, a very critical tool to tell you what's moving in our direction.
One thing you'd like to do is to get as much time ahead of storms as possible. We can do that with Futurecast. Look at storms, where they're headed, whether they're to the east of you or a new line of storms developing to the west. Critical for what time of day it could affect you. Will it be the morning rush? Will it be while you're having lunch? Will it be on the way back home? Futurecast is one of the tools that allows us to do that.
Here's a weather myth. The safest place to take shelter during a tornado is the southwest corner of the basement. Well, while the basement is a good idea, the southwest corner is no safer than any other spot. Just get as far away from windows as possible.